Hi, this is Kara, and I'm making this video today. Working in the healthcare field for 30 years plus. I've dealt with a lot of infection control, actually taught infection control and whatnot at some points in my career. And I have some issues about this whole coronavirus thing going on in aspects of gloving up, masking, this and that and the other thing. I'm out here today in my mask. My buddy Al is about 6 feet away from me. But I just put it on just to kind of show you guys things. Everybody is all about wearing the mask and gloves and wearing the mask and gloves. I've seen people be verbally attacked outside of grocery stores because they're outside of grocery stores without their masks on. I've seen people be verbally attacked in traffic because they didn't have their mask on in their car. You do not have to drive with your mask on in your car. There's no law that says that. All you have to do is put it on within so many feet of entering the store and go in there. Okay, now here's the thing. I've been back and forth with this mask thing for a while on how I've actually felt about it. In aspects of, let's start with going into the grocery store, okay? And I've seen a lot of this. We posted pictures on Facebook. There's a lot of memes going around now. And I just want to address a few things, okay? People are so worried and high-tense about gloving up going into stores. If you're going into a grocery store, any place, and you're gloving up, you got your gloves on now. And I'm in there, I'm like this. See, I walked in with my jacket. I'm touching stuff. I've got my jacket touching stuff, picks up germs. My gloves have germs. That's great, it's not on my hands. But what's the point of having gloves if you're going to touch your face with your gloves? You might as well go in with your bare hands and just sanitize before you touch your face anyway. As you come out of the store, before you get in the car. You know, there's kind of a lot to go back and forth with that. But here's a couple of things I do want to tell you. I've seen a lot of this, okay? First of all, now I touch stuff in the store, I'm going like this with my sleeves. Contaminate it. It's in your clothes. If you in fact pick something up. People who do this, oh, I'm gonna take my gloves off. Touched everything. Contaminate it. You've just touched your skin with the germs that you've picked up on these gloves. You might as well just use your bare hands. Do great hand washing, which we'll go over in a minute. People who take off their gloves, you know, like I said, and reach up underneath, contaminate it. If you're gonna wear gloves, and I'm gonna show you how to take them off now because I've already ripped this one. Take your hands like this. A lot of you don't know this. Medical personnel should. Okay? Now you're touching germ to germ area. I'm not touching the skin. Okay? So you're coming out. You're out of the store now. Okay? Don't do this and then touch the shopping cart you just had your dirty hands on. You know, it's kind of like, you know, when do you really take off the gloves? I'm not going to get too far into that. But if you are taking off gloves, you're pulling it off. Nice and steady. You're crumbling this up in here. Now you've got this clean hand because this was inside the glove. And this is where you come up. Probably somewhere where you haven't leaned up against something as best as you can. Just hook it up underneath. There you go. Still wash and sanitize your hands. But then you can touch your face mask. Don't do this with gloves on. Don't do this without, you know, washing your hands first, sanitizing your hands first. And make sure when you wash and sanitize your hands, you are going for that 15 to 30 seconds. Because if you go like this and rinse it off, you've done nothing but create a moist area for germs to grow. Even so, to grab your face mask like this is really kind of defeating the purpose. So you just want to get up behind the ears and just pop it off, okay? Now I could tell you that I have this face mask. A lot of you have reusables. I'm wearing it now for a couple minutes. And what do I have? I have moisture here. So guess what? Anything that I've walked through the store with, breathed in, inhale, I'm pulling stuff onto this moisture, and that's sitting there and it's soaking. So unless you're going home and spraying your mask down with Lysol and hitting it with a hot iron for 10 seconds or more, and I mean like really cooking this thing, you're just going to pick up a lot of stuff in there. And that's not just my opinion. I have been reading up on this. Please do your research. I am one of those who's against people who post stuff without doing research, but it's just something to consider that, you know, I have this disposable now. I might as well just throw it out, or, you know, it's just collecting whatever. I mean, I was kind of against the mask thing up until yesterday, which I read an article about Wuhan, China having airborne. Let me tell you the difference real quick. Droplet precautions are, if I cough, I have little moist droplets that come out in a cough, any cough, whether you're sick or not. And they go a couple of feet, and as they do, they just kind of drop down slowly onto surfaces. Airborne means that I'm breathing and this stuff's floating through the air for miles. I don't know. It's a mask situation, but just be aware of your mask too as well. Make sure that you clean your mask, you hit them with heat, whatever you have to do. Wet it down, throw it in a microwave for 30 seconds, whatever you have to do to get that temperature up to cook. If I find out more about how to do that and effectively, I will definitely get back to you in another video.
The apocalypse.